I am back. Okay. Thank you. Where is Matt? The journey. Find Matt again. Hi! Finally. Whew. Hi. Yes. Did you get my invite? I got your invite. Yes. Somebody who's asking, ma'am, can you please give me one answer? Will I get married to my present lover, someone else? Babe, that's a question for you to know. Like you would know the answer to that. Like we like I can guide you for sure, but I would say trust your intuition. That's my genuine advice. Don't listen to anyone, trust your intuition. Okay, Matt, I am trying to go. It's saying Matt is unable to join again. Unable to join again. Okay, I am gonna redo this. God, I
Hi.
Yes, yes, we made it. Good.
Can
Hi.
can you see me?
I can see and hear you both.
Right,
It's
how many
fucking
fingers?
great.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Okay, great. So,
Great.
so we're back.
Wonderful.
We're
We're back
back.
at it.
Wonderful. Yeah, a little bit of a technical difficulty there. That happens
That
sometimes.
happened. That is
Instagram.
the philosophy of life. You get through it.
Yeah,
We,
absolutely.
I made it. I'm
Yeah.
back.
So we were talking about, I think we were talking about Akashic records. We were talking about the programming we receive as children.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then something about past lives, but I kind of
Atlantean
I
deck in the water, being speared. Yeah, that
being
kind of stuff.
being speared at Atlantis.
And tsunami. Mm.
So do you have other past life memories that you could share besides that one?
I'm going to tell you a little secret. I
Okay.
have lived, I'm an ancient being reincarnated in a human body. Like, I am a straight star seed. I have had 3,000 past lives. And I'm saving all of them for each episode of my podcast. So I will give you two.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah, so it's a long story with me. I'm just a deep galaxy of things. We will unravel. We will unravel. I want to know one of yours. I feel like there is one intuitively that I can sense you have that I want to bring out. I think it's in your awareness right now as I said it. I think you know.
There is there is one that
Uh-huh.
does come to mind. It was a very strong one. I don't know if it's the one that you are pulling out of me, but
No,
in
there's
this past
another
life,
one. You can sense it. There's
well, the one that I'm thinking of right now,
uh,
um, I was some type of a monk in a very ancient
this is the
time in the
one.
far east, and I
Mm-hmm.
don't know like what culture I was from, but I remember that I was a monk in some type of a monastery with a bunch of other people like me,
Mm-hmm.
and we were all meditating. We would meditate on these like straw mats on the
Right.
floor, and the
Mm-hmm.
floor was like made of earth. It was very simple, and we'd meditate on these mats. We'd all wear robes, and we had received word that there was a conquering army of some kind that was coming
Mm-hmm.
into the town, and that they
Mm-hmm.
were going to burn the monastery down and probably kill
Right.
everybody. And
Mm-hmm.
as we were being told this information, I was filled with this great amount of fear. And I remember
Mm-hmm.
sitting there on my mat in this past life, and I was thinking about what it meant to be burned alive or killed. And it filled me with such fear and anxiety that the next day, when the army was supposed to come, I didn't go to the monastery. I didn't show up. I hid somewhere because I didn't want to do that. But we had all agreed the day before that we would meditate and protest in peace. We would have like a peaceful protest. We would continue to meditate. Whatever they did to us would be whatever happened, and we would let it happen. But I didn't want to do that. I was afraid, and I hid somewhere. So I came back later,
I
and I saw the
can
ruins of
I
the
can literally feel it
monastery.
happening to me as you're saying it. I I
Yeah, and
I
I came
I
back.
literally have the whole anxiety that you're talking about because we're sharing frequencies. Of course, Matt, I think I even told you like we might be soul family. I am literally picking up your anxiety. Like I went mum. Like it's go on.
Well, when I came back the next day or a day after, I remember walking in and everything was, in ruins. Everything was destroyed. And I remember all of the bodies of my brothers were all there on their mats, burnt up, just burning, like they were just burnt up like charred remains, and my mat was empty. And I remember living with the shame and the guilt
Feel
that I abandoned my
same.
brothers and I didn't stay with them in solidarity. And I think about that past life a lot, you know. So
That's why I picked it up.
yeah,
That's the one
yeah,
that
that's a
you
very
ponder on the most.
it's a
Yes.
very strong one for me. So I think about that one very often, um, and what that means, because I feel like I'm not remembering certain past lives by accident because I do believe that I've lived like so many past lives. Um, but I feel like the ones that are being shown to me specifically are ones that I
Specifically
can learn from in this lifetime. So
in
for
this
me,
life.
what that
Yeah.
life means to me is not to hide who I am or not to hide anything about myself,
In
to
Zunda,
to
like
have
I
the
said, in
courage.
Zunda,
Yeah, exactly. To have the
you're
courage
getting
to be
it
authentic and be myself and not feel embarrassed or
or
shamed in any part of
saying,
myself to feel the
yeah,
need to hide. And even like when bad things are happening, to not abandon the people that are my soul family, but to have the courage to
yeah,
speak up and
yeah,
stand with them, even if there is risk of harm to myself,
self,
because my belief in what I'm doing and my mission outweighs my need for self preservation, which is a very tough thing for me, I guess, because
I
I
see that.
do I do have a lot of anxiety that I deal with and I'm healing from, and a lot of that anxiety is about my health and my well-being. So if something threatens my well-being, I naturally want to run or protect
Exactly.
myself.
It comes from the
So
past life.
it was a very,
It's
very
like past
difficult.
life anxiety. It's not just this life. I'm sure it's added to this life as well. It's all the anxiety. Imagine this, guys. This is what I want to bring to everyone's notice. Imagine this person dealing with anxiety of this life, and imagine dealing with the anxiety of everything that he has gone through in his past lives, all in one shot in this time and consciousness. Can you fathom the amount of what he is going through right now? I need answers. No,
Well,
I feel strongly for you.
I'm
Clearly,
pretty okay most days. Most days I'm pretty okay.
you're
Sometimes
such
my
a
anxiety gets
strong
like
soul.
really intense.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And it happens too, like um anxiety kind of picks up when we have big energetic shifts, like the past eclipse
Oh
especially, or
yeah.
if I'm like around people that are draining my energy, because a lot of times I visit family. I have some family
Oh
members who
yeah.
are
Mm-hmm.
unconscious energy vampires.
Yep.
So when I
Oh
visit or
yeah.
spend time with them or others or events like the eclipse, I'll feel those shifts like very much,
Sure.
or I'll feel somebody latching onto my energy.
Mm-hmm.
And this does trigger my anxiety because I'm so sensitive to it. I feel it so strongly, like especially the eclipse, like the energy when it started, when it was starting to
Yeah.
happen and build, it was
Yeah.
just like swirling vortex, chaos, um, all these energies swirling around me and through me, that I just felt like my body was electrified, but I also felt tired, but I also felt sick. I felt my digestive system completely off. I felt myself like dizzy at times. So this churns up a lot of anxiety because a lot of things are happening. Um, so what am I trying to say with all of this? Yeah, it's just
You're
something
saying
that
that you're speaking about your experience. I want you to go on. Don't.
yeah, it's
It's
just
in
something
Zunda.
that
Go on.
I deal
Go
with,
on.
and I
Mm-hmm.
feel like part of my personal healing journey is to completely immerse myself into the flow
Mm-hmm.
and to just allow things to be as they are, and just to remind myself that I'm okay, even though like I feel all these shifts and
Mhm.
I feel anxiety or I feel uncomfortable sensations
Mhm.
or I feel fear in expressing myself like this past
I
life,
feel
that
it.
remembering that as
Mhm.
soul beings we're always safe, we're always divinely protected, and we're
Of
always
course,
where we're meant to be,
guided.
you know.
Yes, yes.
The universe doesn't put us where we're not supposed to be.
Be.
We sometimes put us in places we're not
So they're
supposed to be
not
because our
supposed to be.
ego, we
Yeah.
fight against our soul and we fight against the universe because we try to make things happen
Our
the way our ego
way.
wants it to happen. We
Yeah.
try to force ourselves into situations where we don't belong. And that causes a lot of anxiety too. But the
Yes.
universe never puts us somewhere we're not supposed to be.
Supposed to be.
Um,
True.
so a lot of the work that I've done on my own and continue to do is
Mhm.
healing from that
Yeah.
anxiety
Yeah.
and just stepping more into that confidence of the work that I'm doing. And I
Yes.
know I
Like
seem
you
very
should.
confident. I know I seem very confident
Mhm.
like on
You
camera
do.
or in
You own
videos,
it.
but
Yeah.
when I think about leading like in-person workshops or teaching classes or opening up
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
like a meditation center or something, that does give me
You
anxiety
should do
because
that. You
well,
should
I
do
want to
that.
do that.
Sorry. Yeah, I just gotta, it's the guides. I don't speak. I'm just a vessel. I get information and I speak. You should really, thumbs up. Go for it. You already know what to do. I think you're on it. And I want to say I would be very happy. You should definitely
This is
do that.
this is definitely what I've felt as like a calling of mine. And I don't think I've shared it with you, but I think I've shared it on a live stream before. But I want to open like a type of a meditation and wellness center, like a
Mm-hmm.
place where people could come as like a retreat to get away from, the stress of their daily lives into some far removed place out in nature, a place where they could just
Mm-hmm.
focus on healing, mindfulness, and kind of coming back to balance, but also learning things like taking classes, and learning about Reiki and learning about energy and frequencies, but also
Yeah,
taking part in sacred ceremonies
love that.
like a cacao ceremony or a drum
Yeah,
circle, sound baths, guided
mushroom
meditations,
tea.
and
Yeah,
just like this beautiful center where not only just me, but we could have like other healers and
either.
intuitives, facilitators there that are all kind of guiding people in their journey. And it's just kind of like a place where people could come and release this pain, release their trauma, heal from it, alchemize it, and also learn valuable tools that they could take back home
Mhm.
with them so they could be more
Right.
aware of their own energy and other people's energy. They could have techniques for them to easily get into meditation and deal with their triggers. So that's
Right.
something that I've been wanting to do, but it's a very big step because it
Right.
requires finding a piece of land and building and hiring people and creating a business and legal things and paying
But
people and
hold
building
on.
and sourcing. There's a lot of moving
No,
pieces.
no, no. You know that's not
No.
true. You know it. You know that's your mind making this very beautiful thing into a very long process, man. I can see it.
Well, I
You
know.
know it can happen like that if it wants to. You know it.
Okay,
Oh,
okay, okay. How you
that is
doing?
so cute. I love them.
Hello. Hey, sweetie.
Sorry,
Oh,
that went.
okay,
I
okay,
switched my doggy
okay,
voice.
puppy. Okay.
Oh,
Thank
that
you,
is
thank
so
you, thank you,
sweet. Actually,
thank
my
you. We're
my
doing a show.
significant other, my
Phoenix.
twin
That's
flame,
my
also
It's
has
my friend's
dogs.
dog,
I love
Phoenix.
them.
She's a German Shepherd.
Wow,
She's still
that is
very much
so
a
sweet.
puppy, but she came to say hello. But yeah, you're
That
right. You're
is
right.
so
You're right.
sweet.
Cerullium's right. You're
Yeah,
right. There's no excuses.
no
I guess
excuses.
I think of the logistics. So this is just my thought process that I'm sharing with everyone.
Yes.
Is I think of the logistics. I think of
Mm-hmm.
um, the people, like I want to get people together, I want to collaborate,
Yes,
but I also, to do this requires a lot of money because
of
I
course.
have to buy property,
Abundance.
I have to build something that's very big. There has to be
Exactly.
facilities and people and food.
Your
How are we going to
engines are
feed
active.
everybody?
I saw it
Where are
with your
people
hands.
going to
Your engines are
stay?
very active.
So I'm
Go for it.
I'm thinking about all these moving pieces and how it's going to work, because I want it to
Mhm.
be, I don't want to do anything like half-assed. I want it to be beautiful, and I want it to be peaceful, and I want it to be
Mhm.
uplifting, and I want it to be a safe place for people too. So this is just all I'm thinking about. Manifesting the money to do that, or
Yeah,
getting together like
of course.
investors or collaborators,
By people,
and
yeah,
that's where
connections.
I see myself. And just for as a teaching tool, part of what I go through too is dealing with
Mm-hmm.
the imposter syndrome and the feelings like, am I ready to do this? Like, am I
You're ready.
qualified? Am I qualified to do this? Like,
You
is this
need
something
that.
like, because like that, those are just the things that I wrestle with as just as a
Yeah,
person. um and this kind of ties into the past life talk and everything that we were talking
I
about too.
figured.
um
I figured.
because
Mm-hmm.
I feel like
I see it.
we all experience like imposter syndrome to a degree, where we do question, like, are we ready to take
Take
this big step?
this on. I
um
had that too.
yeah.
I
Yeah,
battled
so
with it.
I feel like
Yeah.
I'm definitely ready. And I think I want to start with like incremental steps. So I want to start with my podcast and stuff like that and get up to
Go
that.
for it.
But that's my
Go
goal.
for
That's
it.
my goal that I'm sharing with everyone. I'm sharing with you.
Absolutely. Like you, I'm so proud of you, man. I see it. You were
Thank you.
when you came on this live. When you came on this live, I really want to share the energy and frequency. I am not afraid of that. When you came on this live, you came in so different. Like you were you, but there was this barrier that we all have, that level of certain blockage from who we truly are, before we express ourselves as
Hmm.
we are, right? Because the fear of being rejected or the fear of being not accepted by somebody else. The way our frequencies just reflect, and you came out of that. Like in the second half, I'm gonna urge people to watch part one and part two to actually, this is an energy practice. Watch how the energy shifts. Okay, watch how his energy literally transforms. Do you see it in his eyes? You do not have to be psychic to
Ha.
read energies, people. I just want to tell you that. You're human, and it's a human gift to read compassion and energy. We're all humans. You don't have to be psychic. You don't have to have these degrees or these qualifications. What qualifications do you need to be human? Can somebody answer that?
um well, you can't be a bird. You can't be a
You don't
turtle.
even try logically getting this with me. I will come back. Don't even try,
Well,
man.
qualifications for being a human, I mean, well, we're bipedal creatures walking on two legs. I'm just
Mhm.
messing around though. I'm
I
not being serious.
know. I know. You tried. Your ego, little mind tried. And then your soul came out and it's shining and you're glowing. And I am so proud of you.
No,
I am
thank
so
you.
proud of you. I feel like my desire to uplift people and start this podcast has been completed through you. Like I feel my fulfillment through you. Thank you. Thank you for everything, Matt. Like genuinely, I mean this. I'm not doing this for a podcast. I just like making people see their light. I'm an activator. That's what I do.
I
I like
appreciate you
uplifting
very
people.
much.
Of course, I do too. I see you.
Well, yeah, thank you so much for having me on, and thank you for probing me with all these questions. I really appreciate you and being able to um, share, just share about my own life and experiences in this space.
Of course. I will always hold that space, and we're going to have a lot more of these lives. So all of y'all can tune in, and we're going to be talking a lot more. And Matt's having his own podcast as well, so you guys will get all of this beautiful knowledge, which is not present in society, but it's present in the depths of who we truly are. We're just sharing that out for all of you.
Definitely. Absolutely.
Definitely.
Yeah, so maybe would you like to, maybe we could take some questions from the audience if you'd
Absolutely.
like.
Yes, I love
Completely up to
questions.
you.
Let's go for it. Can we
Um, I,
have some questions? Okay. Matt, you pick some first.
Well, I definitely want to say thank you first for everyone tuning in and being here with us. I do see a lot of people from India here.
Yes,
Um,
I'm
Joy,
from India.
you're also from India, which is
Yes, I
so
am.
cool.
Very
Um,
cool.
but yeah, if anybody has any questions for us, myself or
For
Joy,
us, we'd love to. Yeah.
throw them out there in the chat.
I love the funny ones. I'm sorry, I speak out loud. I have no filter. Like,
No,
I can't.
I do see
And I can't keep a straight face.
a lot of people a lot of people really want a girlfriend, or they
I can actually help with that. I have advice. I only have advice, and then you have your intuition and your life. But yeah, that's
I
that's
have
the
the
thing.
what I respond. I have what I would say, but I'll let you go first.
Wait, hold on. Wait, what? I didn't hear that. What did you say? I didn't hear that.
Oh, I said I'll let you go first because I have my
Okay.
own way that I would respond to that
Oh,
question.
oh,
But
okay. Okay. Let's have a question for me. You don't have anything that you're wondering about? I can probe questions too, but I'll let you get your own questions.
totally fine. But someone has asked me, Matt, have you noticed that your energy is so strong near water? I do absolutely feel very connected to water. Um, I always feel so like soothed and fulfilled. And I could tell you're probably the same because
I am.
you're dying over there. You're like you're
I,
losing it over there. I think
I
that's
I wanna
amazing.
I wanna go
But
over, but I'm trying
but
not to.
but
Yeah, go for
I always feel very healed when I go to the ocean or being in a
it.
river or a lake. I really connect with bodies of water. Myself, I most connect with being in the Orion system of a starseed, and especially especially there is a planet in the Orion system, and it's a water planet,
Speak
and
about it.
it's called Mentaka, and
I'm wearing sorry. I had to. I'm literally wearing blue. I am a past mermaid from Mintaka. This is real life. I am witness of whatever this man is saying. Like literally, I look at this. I am the embodiment.
I'm laughing so much right now. It's so funny.
As Matt was continuing, yes.
Yeah. But yeah, I've always identified with the water, which is so funny because I have past life memories where I've been like drowned in
Hmm.
water, but I also feel so safe and at home in the water, and especially in the waters of the planet here. Like I feel just so nourished and uplifted. And yes, I feel like my energy is stronger, and I feel like I'm being like empowered by the ocean
Yeah.
and that powerful
Hmm.
force. I feel so in tune with our Earth Mother, and I believe I don't have much memories of Mintaka, but I can definitely picture the waters and the peaceful life there. I don't have a lot of memories of Orion, but I know that's one of the places where I'm from, and that's where I feel deeply connected at the beach, in the ocean, nourished and recharged. So, yeah, what about you, Joy?
I love how you go like, what about you? Because before you even say that, I'm gonna be like, yeah, so this is this and this is this, but that's just me. Um, yes, so so there's a lot going on as usual. Where do I begin with this? So I want to tell you something that I can activate your memories. That is what I do. So that's why I had a hard time explaining to people, ki, oh, what is it that you do exactly? Because there's no word for it. All I know is I'm an activator. If you want to remember your past lives, there are certain humans that hold this higher frequency because they themselves have lived plenty of past lives and they have certain gifts, certain abilities to activate another person. I happen to be one of that. So it is my gift, and it literally brings me so much joy to act. That's my name. Anyway, to bring so much joy into people and help them remember their past lives. There is no technique for this. There's no technique or anything of that kind. It's frequency. It's frequency. When you come in contact with a person like me who is an activator, you start automatically remembering it. It could be something I said, it could be a conversation I have with you. I could draw something and show you because I'm being guided. So I was guided to tell you again with my guides, confirmation, that I can help you remember that because I feel like you were at the same time in Atlantis when I was. We've shared that life. And I've
It's very
been having
possible.
a lot of people right now, especially with the eclipse season. Me and my twin flame, we share past lives, obviously, and I have, which I just met. It's he's here, but anyway, um, um, I'll tell you about that, Matt, later, private time. So yeah, so I was saying I got so distracted with that power of love. Anyway, I was saying, I can you remind me what I was saying? I forgot.
You're talking about being an activator and activating the memories of past lives
Yes,
by saying
I was
something,
talking
or
about.
yes.
Yeah. Yes, so certain words are frequency. A lot of people don't know that, and we just keep saying things out of the blue, like, oh, I feel depressed. Yes, you feel depressed, but the word depressed holds a certain frequency that can promote to the depression. Now, we don't want that, right? Like, you want to get away from that frequency. So, basically, instead, it's just a simple thing that I'm telling you guys. You can just switch it to, oh, I should take care of myself. And that just shifts the entire energy. Try it. Try it. Everyone who feels depressed, I'm going to cure all of y'all in one shot. Yes, I have this sole purpose to help and heal people. I swear. I swear. I feel like I have so many gifts because I'm supposed to help a lot of people. And I'm here for all of y'all. Like, I really have that capacity to hold space on a large scale. But anyway, yeah, so I was telling you guys that just say the words that, oh, I am going to prioritize my rest. Try that. Try it.
I'm going to prioritize my rest today. Ooh, that feels good. That's like I gave myself permission to be lazy all
Mhm.
day. No.
That is also
Uh,
healing. It's resting. It's
yes.
nourishing, right? So much of productivity pressure. Be productive, work all day, ruin your nervous system. Don't go near the water. Look at the screen. Does that sound healthy to you guys? Does it? It's unnatural. I have this teacher tendency because my mother is a teacher and I have an entire generation of like teachers and healers. I also have a lineage, which I didn't mention before, which I forgot. Oh yeah. I have a lineage. I used to have my grandfather was a healer, like a palm reader for a king, and all kinds of like mysticism and teachers and preachers. So I guess that's where this need comes from to educate people because I feel so strongly for them. Yeah, I believe
Oh,
so.
I have a very great question
Go
that I
for it.
just saw from Marvelous Mind
My, my
podcast.
twin flame,
What
of course, he picked up on his frequency and
what
he is amazing at podcasts and
Oh,
we're gonna
that's
get him
wonderful.
here.
That's
I
wonderful. He
love
asked, what is the best
him.
way
He's
to heal
amazing.
people who are resistant or don't want to heal themselves? That is a great question. And if I could speak on that first before
Go
you,
for it.
I
Go
would
for it.
say is that it's not our responsibility to heal anyone,
I was
but
gonna say
we feel called. I feel called to share whatever wisdom I learn or whatever things that I pick up from on my healing journey, whatever I feel being channeled through me. And then whoever is meant to receive that information and activate something within themselves, the universe is going to do that. They are going to latch onto that bit of information and respond to it on an individual level. And I'm not responsible for any of that, but I just put my frequency out there into the universe with the intention that whoever is meant to find me and hear my words, let them find me, let it affect them. And if they want to do that work on their own, that's completely up to them. As we say in America, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink.
drink the water. Or maybe you can,
Yes,
but you can try, but it won't work. Just
exactly.
saying. Yes.
But yeah, all that to say that I don't think it's my responsibility to heal anyone. It's our own individual responsibility being here on earth that if we want to have deep and meaningful connections with others, and if we want to impact the world in a meaningful way, if we want to be the love that we want to see in the world, it's everybody's individual responsibility to heal from their traumas and the emotional charge that they hold within us, so they aren't going out in the world and projecting their pain onto others and
Others
continuing the cycle of
over and
pain and
over
suffering.
again.
That they're healing it within themselves, and they're also healing it within the collective. So thank you for that question.
That was fabulous. I am going to answer that question. And hold on, I need to find that question. It just went off because there's so many people. Wait,
Yes, I believe the question was,
yeah,
how do we heal others who are not ready or
ready to
willing to be healed?
heal.
Yes.
Yeah. So I feel that humans have this specific journey. I wish to start with soul contracts right from the origin of it. I like going back to the originality. So before we came here, there were certain lessons that we agreed to learn on a soul basis through a human experience. That journey is unique to each soul because each soul has a different lesson. For example, Matt here, like he is dealing with anxiety from past lives. That is one of his lessons to overcome that in this life, right? Which you're doing great about. No grumpy faces. You're doing amazing. You need to Inzunza. I'm gonna scream Inzunza every time you forget about your Inzunza. Like Inzunza, stop. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, and I'm not going to talk about me. I have a lot of lessons. But yeah, for example, another person could have a lesson how to overcome love. Like some people have been separated in their past lives from their lovers. And in this life, I am really going to make a podcast about love and past lives in love. A lot of people will resonate with that. But yeah, so how they've been separated in past lives through war or through just any form of disaster. And then you come into this life and you keep looking for that person. Or that person is present in your life and you try to like get away from them, but something keeps calling you back to them. Like there is this bond, there is this string energetically tied to you. That is also lessons we all need to learn. But that is an elaborative topic, so we will get to that later. So yeah, all of us have these different lessons. So how can one help another person gain awareness to heal? You can't. They have to be on a level of awareness that exists within them. And if they're not ready for that healing. And you can't disrespect someone by forcing healing upon them. Ki, hey, here's a rose quartz heal. We have tried that. I have tried that, but that does not work on other people. Believe me, I have. I don't want to show it on camera, but I have a box of crystals here just in case. Anyway, so it's like you have to respect the other human's journey and their soul contract. What if in their contract it's written that they begin their healing journey at the age of 30? And in your contract, it's written you begin your journey at 8 years old, like I did. Different soul, different journey. When we make peace with that, we heal the healer wound. We heal that need to constantly heal people, constantly wanting to help someone is a savior complex. Why is that? Why don't you trust the other person's own ability to heal themselves without your assistance? Why can't you have trust in their own journey that they will be guided by the universe just like how you were, right? Why would the universe forsake them when they guided you? We are no different. We're on the same frequency. That's just the way I look at it because I used to be like a chronic, I want to help you. How can I help you? I would give you 15 crystals and like talk to me every day. I would do anything in my power to help people. And You can't make the horse drink the water when the horse is not ready to even fill the water because his destiny is not there yet. Destiny, divine timing, divine guidance. It all plays
Absolutely.
a cosmic part. I know you feel this. I feel like there's a personal story here, but I'm not going to tap into that. But you
No, I
feel
feel
that.
that so much for myself because, like you said, you can't make anybody realize something about themselves. You can't force anybody to heal if they're not ready, and it is part in their soul contract. It's in part of their level of awareness of themselves, of the world around them, awareness of their own thoughts. And again, it comes back to the conditioning we receive. We're not even taught really to be aware of our own thoughts or to practice mindfulness. And for myself, I've gone through a crazy journey about self-love, and I spent most of my 20s, I'm 36 now, just throwing it out there. Now I'm 36, but I spent most of my 20s struggling with the concept of self love. And again, I could blame it on a bunch of different things: my environment, my upbringing, the people that I looked up to when I was a kid. Whatever the reason, I had a hard time loving myself. And I was always trying to escape these feelings of not liking myself or not being good enough into alcohol or pills or just like weird experiences with people, like very shallow relationships, thinking that I would find what I needed in somebody else or in
Okay.
something else external of myself. And I did this for quite a long time because deep
Quite a
inside I
while.
was always experiencing this disquiet and I was always unhappy with myself. And I was also projecting the misery of my trauma onto others, wanting to draw
Others.
people in, but driving people away, not
Away.
knowing, not being consciously aware of how I was acting or how I was projecting my own pain, not wondering why people didn't want to be around me at the time, and thinking that I needed to find love in other people. And because it wasn't
So
happening like
happened
that, I
thing.
didn't like
It wasn't
myself
happening
even
our way.
more. And I was like, why aren't I good enough? I don't like myself. And it just made me not like myself even more. And eventually there came a point in time where it was just like enough is enough. I had this crazy awakening, and it was happening before I found Reiki, but especially after I found Reiki, that it really opened me up to the crazy amounts of divine and unconditional love
Um,
that is just pouring into us. And I'm telling this for everybody that's out
everyone,
there in
but
chat right now, that there is so much love around us and within us at all times. Because we are divine beings, we are a perfect reflection of the universe, experiencing consciousness in a human body. Therefore, we have all of the love in the universe inside us already. We have access to all of it. We just have to shift our perception. The only thing that's keeping us from experiencing it is our ego, the beliefs we've formed, the walls that we've put up against it. Um, and sometimes you really just have to break down every idea of who you think you are and who you've been to really get to like the very core of it, which is love, getting back to that inner child and healing from that point.
mm,
And it's just peeling back the layers of conditioning and programming. So I love how you expressed it because it definitely reminded me of the journey that I had to take to really love myself. Because once I really started to love myself, it didn't matter what anybody else thought of
think
me or said about me, because I'm like, okay, they're just experiencing their own
own
perception, and
reality.
that's okay.
Yeah,
That's great. It doesn't affect
me
who I
and
believe I am,
yeah,
or like how I see myself or how I love myself. And I learned that through embodying the vibration of love, you can attract everything you need to be
need.
successful. Um, and of course, like I learned, and this goes for everybody out there in chat who's saying, why can't I get a girlfriend? Why can't I find my
Are
partner?
they just
Why
saying
can't I
that?
be with somebody? There's a lot of people saying things like they want a boyfriend, they want a girlfriend, and they're wondering why it's not happening for
It's
them.
love. They want love
The best advice I can give to anybody is you have to be the love that you
that
want.
you're looking for.
Like you have to, yeah, be the love that you are looking for. um I will just go ahead and share this right now. I don't know if she's in the chat right now, but I met this incredible woman who who I am aligning with in so many ways, like spirit, like so deeply spiritual. And I don't know if she's here right now,
I
but
think she might be.
I don't think
Mine
I would
was
have been,
good. Yours was good too. We're both professing our love on this. Let's
I
do
don't
it.
think I would have been able to meet her if I hadn't been embodying the vibration of love and loving myself and just being authentic and putting myself out there. She was able to pick up on my frequency and I was able to pick up on her frequency. I don't know if she's there in the chat right now.
I'm
I'm not
looking
gonna
at
call
it.
her out. I'm not
I
gonna
am.
call her out.
Come
But
on.
if she's there, then maybe she'll say something. But I'm just
Okay,
saying that right now. Like, I just feel
timing us. Let's
incredibly
see.
blessed, you know. But going back to this whole topic of healing, you know when you're ready to heal. Like your soul will like slap you upside the head when it's your time
Hi.
to evolve and grow. And it'll be up to you. Like you'll be able to either ignore that call that you feel, but or you can just or you can listen to it. But it'll be a call. And for me, like it was just so strongly calling out to me from like 2016 2017 onwards. Like I just started feeling this call getting
Wow,
louder and louder and louder until I had to pay attention to it. But yeah.
that has been a journey, and your chickens, your little soul guides have been present with us. I acknowledge the chickens. I just want to say I work
Yes,
with the spirit animals quite a bit too.
they
I love them,
they are
and
amazing.
there,
Thank you.
there's something. Yeah, there's something. Wow, that is. This makes me so happy. This,
Oh, I
you
see
know what?
here.
I'm. What? I told you she's here. Okay, I'm gonna keep quiet.
No,
She.
I'm just typing a message. Just typing a message to her. It's okay. We can keep going. Hey, Cindy.
So anyway, I love love. Like I am going to literally end this podcast on such a brilliant note, which is love. We're gonna talk about love, and we're gonna make this entire chat fucking red, pink, and like
Ah,
fucking celestial in love. What is going on? Wait, I'm gonna read the comments as well. Love from Neptune. Thank you. That is that is something. Yeah. So where were we?
talking about loving ourselves and healing. Everybody kind of comes to that realization when it's their right time to wake up
Hmm.
and evolve. Yeah. I think that's kind
Yeah.
of like that. That's the kind of, and we're also taking questions too. So,
Yes. Yeah.
if anybody has any questions, any deep
Especially about
questions,
love, go for it. Ask all your little love questions to us. We all have the same answer, which is self-love, but you may ask.
yes, you can hear my rooster over there. That's Winston. His name is Winston. He's
Wow.
very loud. He's very loud. He's
Very
very grumpy.
confident. In Zunda.
Yeah, he's very confident. He's very confident. He'll get up right. He'll get up in my face too. Like if I'm just sitting here, because like the chickens will come around me, they'll hop in
Mm-hmm.
my lap and stuff, and I'll hug them.
Mm-hmm.
He's very protective of his girls, so he'll
Wow.
he'll sometimes feel threatened. He'll get up in my face. He'll try to fight me
Whoa.
sometimes, and I'm like, and it's funny
Okay.
because I try to be the love for this guy, but
The deep
he has a lot of
relationship.
programming and like instinct that makes him want to fight whoever he considers to be a threat. And
Mm-hmm.
this is how he protects his family. So I always try to send him love and show
Yeah.
him like, hey, I'm not a threat. I'm your friend, buddy. But
Yeah.
he still fights with his instinct because I'm a male energy and he might see me as a threat to
Right.
like
Right.
his girls because
Right.
I'm always like hugging them and I'm feeding them. So maybe he
Right.
feels threatened.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think he has a
It's very
past life trauma. That's just
he
what it is.
might have a past life trauma, yeah, possibly. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, if there's any questions out
Right.
there that you see that you want to try to answer,
Yeah. Yeah.
there's also Joy. Down by at the
Yeah.
bottom of the chat, there's a question
Yeah.
bubble, like a little question mark.
Oh,
So if you
there's 10
tap
of them.
there,
Jesus.
if
Yeah,
you
I
tap that
just
button,
got
you can
that
see some of the questions that people have
question.
asked.
Oh, I got a very good one. There's a lot of good ones. Yes, please do more of the bubbles. That is good. Good bubbles. Um, Also, how can we make our aura more stronger and positive? Matt, you go for this one.
You want me to
This is
answer?
your question. I do.
How do we make our aura stronger? Um, so it's really just about raising our frequency and our vibration. Because if we are very depressed or if we are very anxious a lot, we can open ourselves up to psychic attack. We can open ourselves up to different energies taking away from us or taking advantage of us. It really just comes down to increasing our vibration. And one of the quickest ways that I can give to anybody to raise your vibration is to get into a grateful mindset and practice gratitude. Because
Gratitude.
if you can shift your mindset into gratitude from wherever you are at, you will naturally be able to raise your vibration. And because gratitude is very high up there, and
Mhm.
we always have something to be grateful for.
Sure.
So I like to shift my mindset into just everything that I'm grateful for in this moment. And again, that also comes into practicing mindfulness. But right now, like I'm grateful to be on this podcast, to be connecting with you, Joy. I'm very grateful for everyone here
Sure.
in the chat, in the audience, who has such wonderful energy. I'm just grateful for this human connection. I'm grateful for the sun right now. I'm grateful for this beautiful warm earth that I'm sitting on. So there's a lot that I'm grateful for that I can just feel with my senses. And by feeling into that appreciation, it's like it's lifting me up. It's lifting up my vibration and it's making me happier. It's making me more peaceful, and I'm feeling more loving and just more open and in tune with everything just by focusing, shifting my focus onto everything that I'm grateful for. So if you're going through a very tough time, and I know like when you're in the midst of anxiety or depression, it's hard to feel grateful, but if you can shift your mindset into gratitude, you will raise your vibration, you will strengthen your aura. Um, and you'll be able to get back to that peace of mind quicker the more you can
Mind.
practice that. So that's my advice for
Wow.
that question.
That is beautiful put. I'm seeing more bubbles. Yeah, there's none that we can pick as to appropriate to speak about. There are a lot of questions, but I can't answer all of them. Um, can we have some more questions about the good frequency and how you can love yourself and those kind of questions?
Yes. Any question you guys have. I'm not actually seeing any more chat messages for some reason. Are you?
I am seeing few of them, but there are no questions. No
Okay. For some reason my
questions.
chat
Okay.
stopped. Like
Maybe,
when I typed
yeah,
a message into the chat, like I don't see
yeah.
any more chat anymore.
I think that's for a reason.
Is that for a reason, or it could just be the technology maybe? But
Is that
see, you
your
just see, like
logic or intuition?
I just put an emoji out there, but I can't see any more chat messages for some reason. Like I think my thing is broken.
Remember how my thing was broken and I couldn't get you on, and that was for a
Yeah,
reason, and now you can't see people, and that's for a reason.
perhaps. I don't know. Maybe I'm not meant to answer any questions today.
There you go.
I don't know. But if you could see the chat and if people are
I can.
interacting,
Yeah.
um,
Okay, I can. Somebody has asked, Sir, how do I heal myself? You can if you want to, or I can answer that, whoever.
oh, you go for it. I see
Okay,
another question that I'm going to pick out,
yeah,
but you can take this one.
okay. How do you heal yourself? So you you start with the awareness that there is something wrong. You identify first that there is something that needs to be healed. A lot of people struggle with the initial awareness of there is something wrong, and that is why they are not able to even receive that help or even have the cognition that there is help required, because there are certain behaviors that look normal to us because of the traumatic conditions. So our senses, our lens gets distorted from what is normal and what is not normal. So I feel like the initial thing you need to know is awareness. You start with meditation. That's like an energetical scan. You start there. You start with where in your body. I would say healing starts with the body first, always. Because you're in a human form. This is the form you've gotten. You have to work with the body first. Yes, there is energetic healing. There are all kinds of psychic healings and all of that. You have to respect your earthly vessel first, which is your body. You cannot do any healing if your body cannot cope. Start with your body. I would say meditate, exercise. So you know you're in this body. People are so disconnected from their bodies, like they're on the screen. They can't feel their hands. They don't know they haven't blinked when they're scrolling the screen. You're so disconnected from your body. How do you know what's going on? How do you know that? You have to disconnect. Disconnect to reconnect. All the healing that you ever need is through you. It is not through other people, like, oh, can you heal me? No. Yes, we can help hold a space, but that is the soul contract. That is the soul lesson. That you are to heal you through you. Yes, there are life experiences that will guide you and prompt you into going into that healing. For some people, they're thrown out of the cliff because that's the intensity that your soul chose. So it goes back to everything is meant to be as it is. That's just the philosophical aspect. I have completely digressed. But about healing, meditate, yoga. Start there. And if you have more questions and more help, me and Matt and many more others are right here. You begin there and you'll have your own journey. And we love
That's
that.
excellent. Excellent advice. Excellent advice. There's one other question that
Mm-hmm.
I saw from Club 80
Mm-hmm.
asking, are there any astrological occurrences that you feel are noteworthy and that you suggest one can focus on and align with? So, astrology is not my strong suit. Um, but I know, for example, like we just had a partial lunar eclipse, we had a
Yep.
annular solar eclipse, and I know with my limited understanding that eclipses are portals of transformation and that they are opportunities for us to let go of a lot of our old beliefs about ourselves, a lot of old energy, anything that was limiting our perception of who we are. And it's a time for us to step through the portal into who we want to become and embody those traits that we envision, that align with our bestest, highest version of ourselves. So eclipses are a great time to start something new that we have maybe been planning. It's a good time to put things into practice. It's a good time to connect with others and collaborate. But it's also a great time for rest and to
Yes,
reflect
it
on
is. Yeah.
ourselves and our lives and anything that we really need to let go of, so that we can keep elevating and keep growing. That's one that I can speak on. I don't know if we have anything that's upcoming, like a significant astrological event. Do you know of any, Joy, that are
I
coming
am
up?
a geek in astrology.
You are?
And
Okay.
um but currently I think you answered pretty well for the eclipse. Like I feel like the eclipse has answered itself through the experiences everybody has had through the eclipse. You know what the eclipse is when the eclipse happens? Like the amount of things that get shaken up and brought into perspective is insane. But I feel like there's something happening in November. I don't remember significantly what, but I feel energy of the planet and the movements. I believe there is something in November. I don't remember exactly what, but there is some cosmic event happening for
I'm not
sure.
sure
And where
if there's
that
something
is.
happening in November. There probably is. I do
Yeah,
feel just overall this
yeah,
great planetary shift, just in general. Aside from astrology, I feel this crazy planetary shift with all of consciousness, and that the things that we are manifesting happen much faster. We're making connections with others that we align with much faster. And I think we're all like slowly really stepping into the work that we're meant to do. And I think this is happening for a lot of people.
yeah.
For us
Last year,
meeting,
yeah,
and especially for us like meeting our soul family and meeting like our like
yeah.
divine partners. I see that happening for a lot of people. Um, and again, I feel so blessed and grateful. And yeah, I think just cosmically, everything is kind of like
Coming together.
coming together, building towards something, and it's happening faster.
Yeah,
Because on one hand, you have a lot of current events in the world. Things are getting crazier.
crazier,
There's war and violence and things ramping up. But also on the other side of the spectrum, there's a lot of good, like healers and light workers.
also
Star seeds are coming
rising up.
together to help anchor, the Christ
Frequency.
consciousness grid, to
Yes,
anchor the frequencies, to hold the
yes,
spaces of love for people to heal. So it's like, yes, there's a
love
lot
it.
of bad things happening, but there's also a lot of good things
Good
happening, and it's ramping
things
up.
happening.
Yes,
Right.
that's what I feel.
Polarity. I love that. I love that you brought up Christ consciousness, and it's very nice to share that awareness with you that, there's a lot of people, a lot of us are waking up to unity and love and compassion, which are called emotions, but all that they truly are these high frequency states. These are the magic portals that we experience. This is what divinity is: love, trust, compassion. These are the magic little gems. And I love that we're all waking up to it, sharing our messages out to the world, and we're able to uplift that and hold that frequency. No, it's not easy for us awakened people either, like me and Matt also. Like we also go through our days. Like we don't sit here promoting like, oh, everything's rainbows and sparkles. Yes, it is most of the times, but there are other times as well. But you still hold that frequency. That is the embodiment that I wish to bring for everyone to be capable enough to do that, to have that healing, to know that truth, and to stand in your truth and hold the frequency because it's coming. Like Christ consciousness is here. New earth
Absolutely.
is here. Like we're all ready.
And,
And
and
our soul
mhm.
cho- chose to be born here at this particular time in entire history of earth for a reason. We all have the same purpose.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And when I say Christ consciousness, like I don't mean to put this isn't a Christian perspective. When I say
Yeah,
Christ consciousness, what it means to be a Christ is that you are embodying like full conscious awareness moment by moment. Like you are completely present all the time. You are experiencing everything. You are you have not killed off your ego, but you fully integrated your ego self into your higher self, where you're tapped into spirit 24/7. You're able to act consciously from the present moment in each interaction. You're not getting lost in ruminations about the past or speculation of the future. You're grounded in the present moment. You're fully aware of your body, your energy, the energy of all around you. You're feeling and tapping into that connection. You're living in alignment with your highest self. You are acting, speaking, and thinking from a place of love and gratitude at all times. And you are that embodying that consciousness. Um, that is like when your spirit has like ascended, and to live like to live like Jesus. I guess we say Jesus Christ, but Jesus was the embodiment of a Christ. Other examples of a Christ would be the Buddha, for example,
yeah,
or for example, the founder of modern Reiki, Usui Mikao, embodied the characteristics of a Christ when he learn to channel Reiki, but many people throughout history, what we call ascended masters, all embodied that Christ consciousness. And it very much is like a crystalline grid, because at a certain point in time, in my own belief and perceptions, we all embody this Christ consciousness. And this is part of our heritage as soul beings, where we all came from. And it's something we're all trying to get back to, as a whole and as individuals. So, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that is potent frequency we've been holding here, and I'm very glad that we can do that together. And this has been wonderful.
Yes, it's been so wonderful. Yeah, so thank you again. Thank you again for inviting me for this podcast. I look
Of
forward
course,
to conversing like this in the
of
future.
course,
Um,
me too.
yeah, it was so wonderful.
Beautiful. It's just beautiful how it all happened, the way it aligned, and that we were able to do this and a lot more now. And I'm very, very grateful for you being here. I really feel very grateful that you took that trust and you stood in your experiment of the divine. And when I approached you, you're just like, yeah, everything happens for a reason, and it does. It all went back to circle. Thank you, Matt. I really appreciate that. Thank you,
Yes,
everyone
thank you.
here. And they've watched us, and even if they didn't understand, they were still here. You've still gotten the frequency into yourself. So you're good. The awareness will come, and we love you all.
Absolutely. Sending you all so
Absolutely.
much love today.
So much
You're
love.
going to do the
So much love to
next
everyone.
podcast in Hindi, right?
The next podcast, my language. Shit. I speak Hindi, but I'm not very good at it, unfortunately. But it can be a funny podcast. We could try that. I'm into all genres here, but in spirituality. But yeah, we'll try that, and we'll have Matt over. That would be really fun, right? Matt would be speaking some cute words in here. That would be nice.
You could teach me a few words for the Indian audience of what to say. That would
Absolutely.
be fun.
Mm-hmm.
Very
We'll
cool.
have that soon.
Very cool. Well, thank you so much, Joy. I will let you close out your podcast, but I'm going to hop out of here so I can charge my
Okay.
phone and get something to eat.
Same.
Um,
Same here.
but thank
Very
you again
hungry.
so much. This
Okay.
was wonderful. I'm so grateful to you. I'm grateful to all of you. And
Uh,
thank you for having me on. I'm grateful to
thank
connect and
you
looking forward to collaborating more in the future.
a lot more. A lot more. This is just the beginning. Thank you, Matt. Thank you, everyone. See ya.
Bye.
Bye.